We've got a question for you. What story are you telling yourself that is keeping you playing small and your dreams out of reach? In this video, we're gonna share 5 main areas that you might be holding yourself back from living your exact dream life.
You know, the biggest one is almost totally obvious when you think about it, because we've had the luxury of being able to now interview big high achievers. It's been incredible because you get to see what really makes a big difference. The number one thing every single one of them said, every single one, people. Who you surround yourself is oftentimes going to be what breaks you through that next ceiling. It's who you get around. It's who your mentors are. It's who your coaches are. It's who your friends are. It's who you're looking to for hope, for motivation, for new ideas, for creativity. It's who you've put on your team. Those people are going to be the biggest driving force to your success. There also can be the biggest thing that's holding you back. If you surround yourself with negative people, people who complain, people who dim their light, people who just complain about the world, just say every single thing is wrong, and those people are going to keep you diminished, keep you on that playing small.
It's so true. There's that saying, you are the makeup of the 5 closest people you keep for a reason. So make sure that you upgrade your community and you invest in mentors and coaches that can help take you to that place you want to go, not where you've been. So the second thing I want you to check in on is the mindset you have around money and the way that you invest in yourself. How do you relate to money? Do you struggle with putting yourself first and you put yourself on the back burner, doling out all your dollars to everyone else and every other course that you think might help you, but really isn't investing in you? It's just what you think you should do. And that's usually where the mindset gets caught up here. We all want more and want to achieve and keep going, but it's that fear that keeps us playing small, even when we're big dreamers.
One of the big things I like to ask is, what are the things your parents taught you about money as you were growing up? Were they the people who said, don't open that door, all the air's going out? You know, were they people who said money doesn't grow on trees?
10 cents every time you turn on the light. I heard that as a kid.
Did you only go to the clearance section? Did you get anything at all, the present-wise? So there's so many little different nuances that our parents and people can instill in us. And so oftentimes we carry that through our adulthood, and then we wonder why we a lot of times don't escape out of wherever they were. Now, if you had wealthier parents and maybe, or someone at least who taught you something about money, this may be just, that's easy. But the question is, are you investing in yourself? Are you putting yourself first? Oftentimes, the way we allocate our money really makes a difference in how we live. And a lot of times it's not just fancy, flashy things. A lot of times what we're looking for is more information. How can we live better? How can we do better? And you get that through normally spending. It's spending on a mentor. It's spending on a coach. It's spending on going to a seminar. And again,
that aligns with where you want to go.
And that's the best place if you don't have the first one done, people. That's where you're going to network. It's that new network of people who are already doing, or already achieving, or already being in that thing that you want to be a part of. It's getting closer to them, finding out who their friends are, and it ripples out from there. Networking and spending money on your network is one of the best things you can do to uplevel your life.
That other saying, your network is your net worth, or vice versa. So dyslexic here, who knows which way it goes, but I think it's so important for you to just tap in and have a weekly money date with yourself, check in, and know that money likes movement. It's an energy, and that is an exchange. So it's as equally important for it to come in as it is to go out. It's not about hoarding and saving either. So when we invest, know that that investment brings that energy back to us. But if we hold on to it out of fear of but what if I don't have enough, then we stop that current of that flow that it's meant to be in.
The third thing, very important. And if you have not read the book by Maxwell Maltz called Psycho-Cybernetics, you absolutely should pick this up, because the third thing is the self-image. The third thing holding you back is when you close your eyes, how do you picture yourself? One of the easiest ways to figure this out, if you're one of those people that gets in bed and worries, if you're like, I get in bed and rather than go to sleep, I stay there and think about stuff.
You get in bed and masturbate instead.
The biggest thing, the biggest thing that you want to do is, what are you picturing? And how are you picturing yourself in that image? If you're one of those visionary type people, you get a lot of Britt's a visual. So it's very, if she gets stuck in the wrong self-image, if she sees herself in the future doing things incorrectly, if she sees herself failing, it's something we have to automatically deal with, because that means that's what's going to happen, because she's practicing it in her head. You want to be practicing the exact things that you want, and it all starts with what that self-image is. The most important thing you can know about this is that this is the ceiling of your life. Your self-image is absolutely the very top that you can go. You cannot get to that next level in any shape or form if your self-image isn't good enough. It will not happen because you always live only up to it. It's the very, very, very limit. So when you change that, what you'll notice is you just immediately start attracting new things. Opportunities start coming. You're like, what is going on in my life? It's because you've updated that. Because if you have a crappy self-image, you're only going to experience crappy things in your life. Because that's who you're going to be. That's the character you're going to play all day long.
And then the community you surround yourself with, because that's where you feel like you fit in.
Oh.
They all layer together. And the next one here, self-image is so important, but the next piece to follow is what comes from you recognizing that self-image that you hold about yourself is your attitude. Your attitude is that fourth key that you need to pay attention to so that you can make sure you're enjoying the life that you're living right now. Because that dream life, babe, ain't in the future. It is today. It is in this moment. So if your attitude reflects that shitty self-image, then you're gonna have that reflection of the rest of the world like, it's just not really good enough. It's not perfect. Let me pick it apart. And let me tell you, I know from experience, like if I don't love every part of myself, then I start critiquing and judging every part of my environment, and it puts me in this self-sabotaging cycle. So I had to learn to break out of that, and it all boils down to your attitude. And that saying of have an attitude of gratitude may sound cheesy, but the truth is when we aren't judging, we can flip the coin to gratitude because it makes us appreciate. And when we're talking about things that hold us back, that judgment is like putting a cork in your flow of abundance and synchronicity and attracting all those opportunities. And when we appreciate, when we have gratitude and thanks for what we do want, more health, more cool friends, more amazing people, I think that is the energy that opens yourself up to receive. So complaining puts us in the head space and gratitude puts us in the heart space.
If you want to know if you suck at this, if you really want to, what's the indicator?
Tell us, Chris.
Walk into a room and see how people receive you. Are they excited for you to walk in, or they're like, oh my God, here they come again. This is gonna be bad. Are people pumped up when you, especially even strangers? Is the person at the grocery store, at the checkout, are they excited to see you when you walk in? You shouldn't have to know them for them to be excited. When you have the right kind of attitude, people are excited to see you no matter what's going on. And guess what that leads to? More opportunities. More people in your life, which typically leads to more dollars. It's a lot of these little things stack on top of each other. But the fifth one is the one that if you don't nail, it's really tough to do anything. That's your habits. What are you doing? And not only that, what also are you thinking on a regular basis? Thought is a habit. We're doing the same thing we're thinking the same thoughts over and over again. So if you've been conditioned, if you've had something that go wrong the last few years, and so you made a crappy morning routine, the first thought when you got up is a negative, oh, I gotta go to work again, or oh, I'm not feeling good.
And then that affects your attitude.
Immediately, it's all stacked, So habit is that one thing that you can start to fix if you have an awareness of it. The biggest way to do that is to decide what habits you want and then continuously execute them. If you don't know how you feel in the morning, if you have not taken inventory, you won't notice it. You'll just be like, well, life's not that great. It's not that great because you're waking up not that great. And then you don't have the right attitude. So you're not meeting the right people, you're not getting the opportunities, not having the dollars, everything sucks.
And then because you feel bad, you make this mental image of see, I feel bad, so it must be true. And it does that thing.
Yeah, it perpetuates.
Yeah.
It keeps it going. So it's really important to make sure you're feeding the right things in your life. What thoughts are you feeding? What habits are you doing? And ask yourself, what's the one habit I'm doing right now that's literally just sucking my life out of me? What's that one thing? And identify that, and then make it your mission over the next couple of months to wane that thing, get that out of there. Get rid of that. Get rid of the couple things in your life that drain your energy. And when you do, you just feel like, I didn't realize that I was so down, and the only reason why I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do is because these activities, these things I've been thinking have just been pulling me away. And once you get rid of them, you can do literally almost anything.
Yeah, routines can keep you in a rut, but if you change the routine, you can get yourself out of that cycle. So these 5 things I want you to pay attention to this year and really dial in what area do you need to focus on just a little bit more and step it up. Right now, a lot of people in our community, in the Elevated Life Club, are saying this community is amazing, and now I'm inspired to go find my in-person community. We're finally getting back to the I miss people, I want to touch them and make sure they're all real humans again. I know that we have been peopling and we've had retreats since then, but it's really about shifting and finding that local network. We're all online and we're so thankful that you're here. Hey, come join us in the Elevated Life Club if you're not a part of that community. This is the number one thing that we're hearing within our realm, especially in like the more spiritual awakened, if you're here, you're it kind of community, because that is the foundation of our culture and society, and we need to start rebuilding it with positive loving connections and collaborations over competition.
And the way to really start doing that is to decide where your vision's going to be for not just this year, but where you're going to be in 5 years. Where do you want to take your life? It's that intentional part. It's crafting it. It's thinking it through. We are actually teaching a vision mapping class, because this is what we sit down and do every year. It's so important to put this, especially if you have a partner. When you can get on the same page with your partner, I mean, it's the two of you now. It's not just like, it's not a disconnect. That's what Britt and I were just recently talking about. What makes us work really well is because we're on the same team. I know what she's thinking. I know what she's thinking about. I know where the energy is going to be in the next few months. I have that like interconnection with her, and so it allows me to support her better. So sitting down and getting your vision mapping done, really deciding, really getting the clarity, deciding what those goals are and making it happen is just paramount at this point in time. And
pro tip, put your PMS on his calendar so he can like know when to do the dishes and make like laundry, dishes, all that. So if you're someone who's ready to take it to the next level, we would love to invite you to join the club. I know we mentioned it earlier, but we have an ongoing, this is our 7th year. We're walking into 7 years of hosting the Elevated Life Club.
I love seeing people succeed.
Isn't that crazy?
We originally started the club because we had a friend who was like, listen, I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's something awesome and I want to learn more about it. Please tell me how are you guys eating? How are you guys moving? Like, how are you thinking about sex? Like, what is going on? I want more of that. And so we decided to make the club so that we could give examples and give frameworks and give strategies so people could immediately apply them to their life and get faster success. What I love about when you really increase your network, when you really dial in the people that are around you who support you, who want to build up that dream, what ends up happening is that you end up finding their frameworks. So you can shortcut every single thing that you do. Rather than taking 4, 5, 10 years to do something, you say, oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
It's been a journey, huh?
Smokes, it's so much easier. And after 7 years now, we've seen people literally do everything. Attract the partners, get the job that they want, start a career that they want, write the book.
Yes.
It's literally every single, lose the weight. I mean, there's just so many things that you can do when you're around the people that you need to be around. It is that kind of community and that kind of connection that we all need to succeed. So many of us just say, oh, I can do it myself. And what you find out is that that's a lie.
Well, you can, it just takes fucking forever.
Forever. You see people like, oh, I built a house by myself. You're working hard. There's so many people that want to help you, that want to lift you up. Allow them to carry some of the weight. Don't, like, you ever try to bring in every single grocery bag at once and your hands look like this is ripped? When you have a team, how much easier does everything get? It's plugging into that team. Find that team for you this year. Whatever you decide to do, commit to finding those people in that team, because you will go so much further with that kind of commitment behind you, that kind of enthusiasm for what you're doing.
It's true. So we'd love to see you in the club, where we show up live every month to coach, and you'll access an on-demand library of 60 plus masterclasses, breathwork practices, yoga, and meditation. This is like Netflix for the soul. You will find topics from success all the way to spirituality. We cover it all. It'll be your go-to resource for this year, so that you can plug in and get the knowledge and that up level. Because hey, I married a hypnotist for a reason. 25 years of practice. We use that magic and guide you through 3 hypnosis sessions in each masterclass, so that we don't just teach at you. That's boring. We want you to go inward and do the exploratory spiritual self-discovery that you deserve in this lifetime. So come join us inside the club and soak up all this wisdom and magic for the year, and set yourself up right, because we want to see you succeed and help you to believe that your dreams are possible. Because holy smokes, I can't believe we're here. Another year, it's
happened. It feels so good. It feels so good to be on this side, you know, to be on this side of it all, to see what can happen when you just stay consistent, stay focused, surround yourself with the right people, and just start. Just get in. You've got to be every day. It's something that when you lock in the correct way, life gets so much easier.
Yeah, the hardest part is getting started, and the second hardest part is keeping that momentum. So make sure you have people in your corner cheering you on, and we hope to see you in the club. Until next time,
peace.